Hey, you new here? The name's Autumn. Autumn Rose. Pleasure to meet you. I'll show you around. Come on. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Not looking at me like that. Oh, my God. Almost took me out. But now I'm going to take y'all out. All right, let's get it. For our today's lesson, it is Get to Know Autumn Rose. And that's me. Before I ask you gems to like and subscribe, I thought that maybe you guys should know who you're exactly liking and subscribing to. So let's get into that. I'm not this awkward, I'm just nervous. I'm working on it. Moving forward. As you can see on the board, my name is Autumn Rose, and my parents named me, but they argue about who gets the credit. I don't really understand why the credit matters when it's me that matters. Actually, my name is my favorite thing I think about me. I absolutely love my name. I think it sounds real like suave, real slick. It's just Autumn Rose Estrada. That's my name. Autumn Rose Estrada. It just sounds really nice. I dig it. My mom likes to say that when I was born, my dad just left the room and got a coffee because he was so upset because I came out a girl when they thought I was going to be a boy. And boom, vagina. And my dad claims that none of that happened and he has no idea what she's talking about and that he was always so excited no matter what I was going to be and that he named me. I don't know who to believe, nor do I really care. To bounce a little bit off my name, since my name is Autumn and I was born in October, and one of the questions I was asked was, what is your zodiac sign? And I am a Libra, and I went to Michael's, and they had this on clearance for $1. They had like a bunch of Halloween stuff on clearance. I made sure to cop this bad boy, so we're going to paint this throughout, even comes with a little paintbrush, and see where I end up. I'm not a good painter, but I have good spirit, so I think we'll do okay. I kept having a fear over cooking until recently when I just wanted to start challenging myself a lot more and stepping out of my comfort zone. And I started cooking, kind of, in the air fryer. I'm seasoning stuff, so I think that's a step. But my favorite food would be the same thing that I get everywhere, along with Gavin, chicken Alfredo. Oh my gosh. Alfredo sauce. It's so good. Okay, I'm going in. Oh my gosh, it's happening. I'm painting. I'm going to try my best not to overtalk and just answer the questions as brief and as blunt as I can. Favorite anime? My favorite anime would be Attack on Titan, Dream Car, Rose Gold Ferrari. I'm so into this painting now, I'm like not answering these questions. Okay, sweetest interaction with a kid. For ones I do know and ones I don't know. For the ones that I do know, what I'm really excited about whenever I go to see my nieces and my nephews is just, I'm like the favorite aunt. It's kind of like how they view me. They're like, Autumn! They're like fight over me. They're like, she's my Autumn. No, she's my Autumn. And I don't force any of them to call me Aunt Autumn because it sounds just kind of weird to me. I'm like, look, like we're homies, like this is a respectful relationship we're building with each other. And I'm like saying this to like a 3-year-old, okay? But I think that it's paying off. I enjoy the relationship I've built with my nieces, and I get a great reaction from them from that relationship I've tried to build with them. So I say that's a really sweet interaction I've had with those kids. Now, for kids that I don't know, the sweetest interaction I've ever had with a kid that I didn't know was when I worked at JCPenney, and there was 2 girls at JCPenney at the register. They were like 2 little girls, and that was back when I had my hair super long, and I dressed really nice for work. It was just part of like the dress code requirement. Anyways, these girls were like, oh my gosh, like mom. And they were just like tugging on her from behind. They're like, is she a princess? Like, and then when they left, they were like, bye princess. Like, oh my gosh, like we met a princess. And that was just one of the sweetest interactions I've ever had and I'll never forget. How tall are you and do you know multiple languages? I am 4'11" and a half and I do not know multiple languages. I wish I did though. How old are you and where are you from? I am from Michigan and I am 24. I want to debate that. I don't agree with my government birth. I think it's illegal and it doesn't sound right. Me, 24. What a laugh. It doesn't seem right. It doesn't feel real. But neither does life. How'd you start doing social media blogging and at what point did it take off? I actually have a whole YouTube video on this. It's called Why I Gravitated Towards Social Media. It's a little further down into my YouTube videos. If you scroll down to the bottom, it should be somewhere around a mirror giveaway. But I started doing social media in a nutshell, I'll explain it, because I transferred to about 10 to 12 different schools, and it's really hard maintaining a friendship throughout transferring schools so much. So in order for me to kind of feel like I was keeping in contact with people from here or there, I started posting on my Snapchat story, I started posting on my Instagram story, and then people from like, I don't know, one of the schools would swipe up and be like, oh my gosh, like I haven't seen you in so long, it's so great to see you putting yourself out there. And I would get those messages a lot because I went to so many different schools, and I just kept posting. And so my numbers kind of just kept going up ever since I was a kid. And that's how it was for Snapchat and Instagram. And after posting on Snapchat for so long, I had some people just telling me, hey, you should post your stuff onto TikTok. Like, you should go ahead and do that. Like, what you're posting on there is what people are posting on TikTok. And my brothers pushed me a lot more into it than anybody else. So I was like, I mean, sure, like, why not? I mean, what's it gonna hurt? So I just started posting my stories that I would post onto my Snapchat onto TikTok. And so it kind of just snowballed into story times and what other people were doing on TikTok, and they called them story times, and for Snapchat they were just Snapchat stories. So it was just it just transformed into story times, and I started sharing stories about my life onto TikTok, just like scenarios here and there that had happened to me. And then I shared this story about Keith and how I had been on a truck with a UPS driver and how he was so pessimistic and I was so optimistic, and we had just great vibes on the truck. And then people were like, oh my gosh, like, let's meet Keith, can we meet Keith? And I was like, sure, like, he's just another one of my stories. And he ended up being like one of the biggest parts of my platform that I just never expected it. It just snowballed into what it was from just genuine stories being told online. And I think that that's really great. It's kind of like you show kindness and kindness follows, because I posted just videos and a lot of great people just tagged along to them, and I'm really grateful for all of you because now you're watching these, and that's awesome. So I'm really happy with the way it all kind of snowballed into each other, and I'm really lucky with how it did too. So that's kind of how I started and where I'm ending off now. Another question in regards to my social media is, if you weren't doing social media, what do you think you would have been doing? If I wouldn't be doing this, I think I would want to be some form of entertainer, or like whether I was doing stuff with the Loons here in Michigan. There's the baseball team, the Loons game, not the Loons game, the Loons team. And I've gone to the Loons game, and I see that there's like people out there like on the microphones that get people kind of like included in the crowd, like to have fun, to get hyper, like kind of like an entertainer type of thing. I think that I would have really enjoyed doing a job like that, or being a teacher. But I have a fear of public speaking, so I don't know how any of that even makes sense. It doesn't. None of it makes sense, which is why I'm doing this, talking to a phone by myself in a room. Because this makes sense for my vibe. Because I get nervous around people. I really do, but I'm working on it because I don't want to be nervous anymore. And I think you all know that from my past YouTube video on how I'm trying to grow out of not being so hard on myself. Did you ever expect your TikTok to go as viral as much as it did? I did not. I don't think anybody expects it. I just posted to post, I feel like, as anybody else does. And it just happened the way it did. And I had a lot of questions regarding my relationship with Gavin. One of them was relationship info. How long have you been with Gavin? How did you meet? Do you still have a boyfriend? Are you guys moving in together? All of that fun stuff that I have kept almost off of social media, but still, it's just private, but not a secret, I should say. Relationship info. Yes, I am in a relationship with Gavin. We have been together, this year would mark 4 years. How did you meet? I slid in Gavin's DMs. I seen him on Instagram, tagged in a photo with his friends, and I had recognized him, and I had seen him in public, and I was like, damn, like, I could not talk to him. Like, I was way too scared, so I didn't. And then when I seen him on my Instagram page, I was like, shoot, let me just like 3 of his pictures. This would now be like 4 years ago, when I feel like this was more of a thing. I don't know, maybe it's still a thing. I've been in a relationship this whole time, so how would I know if it's not a thing? Anyways, I liked 3 of his pictures, and then he liked 3 of mine, and then I liked like 2 more of his, and then he liked like 2 more of mine, and then added me on Snapchat. But not only did he add me on Snapchat, he didn't message me back. he added me, but then didn't message me. And I was like, what the heck? Why is this fool not messaging me? Like, you added me, I accepted, like, where's the DM? And he was like, I'm gonna wait for her. I'm gonna wait for her to DM me. And he was right, I did. I couldn't take it anymore. After like 4 days, I was like, what the fuck, like, hell no. So I slid in his DMs with a little penguin gif that said, hey, and we've pretty much just been tied to the hip, what feels like ever since. We went out on an ice cream date, and he almost didn't want to go. He said he was so nervous, but he knew that if he didn't go, he was like gonna be messing up horrible. Like, he just felt in his heart that he would like be fumbling something really big if he didn't go. Because he had always like bailed on people all the time, like never followed through, just didn't really care. And he cared. He came, so yeah. And now we've been together, and we're moving in together. There was a question regarding that. Are you moving in with Gavin, and how long have you been together? I already answered, we've been together 4 years, but yes, we're moving in together now. We're so excited, we got our house. I'm excited to share that all with you when it all goes down, but I'll be sharing that later on in a different YouTube video. So for now, I'll just continue on with the basic questions about myself. Where do you get the distressed or ripped caps hats you have? They look fire. Well, thank you. I get them all from Amazon. I just type in distressed hats and a bunch come up. So I'll try to tag in what hats I've gotten from Amazon in the description below. What did you want to be as a child? Has it changed? When I was a kid, I wanted to be an entomologist. I wouldn't say that it's changed. Like, if I could still do that, that would be so cool. But I do love what I do. I am in love with what I do. It's always been a hobby of mine that I wanted to turn into a career, and I did. And I almost feel like that way about entomology. I loved bugs so much, and like insects and all that stuff. I found them so intriguing that was like a hobby, a passion of mine, that if I could have turned into a career, I would have. So if I could have been an entomologist, that would have been really cool. But I did chase a different dream, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. So I guess I'm not disappointed. Will you ever do a morning routine / what I eat in a day? Yes, that is scheduled to post on March 8th. I have all of my Tuesday YouTube videos ready and what ideas I want to do for the next 3 months. So I'm really excited to sharing all of this content with you guys. What is one thing you love about you? Besides my name, I think it would be my eyelashes. I like my eyelashes. They're not too shabby, see? They're all right. I am so disappointed with my answer to that question. Why did I say something about my features? I should have said something about the inside. I regret the way I answered that question. I want to retry next video. How many jobs have you had? Well, being a painter is definitely not one of them. I have actually had a lot of jobs. I never really understood when people were like, oh, you know, you're replaceable. Like, as an employee, like, people would try to make me feel like I couldn't quit. They'd be like, you know, you're just as replaceable. And to me, when I heard that, it registered as, like, the opposite of, like, well, if I'm replaceable, then so is the job. Then if an employee is so easily replaceable, then so is any job. I'm like, then y'all just fucked up my thinking. Now I'm just gonna quit, and that's what I did. I was quitting jobs left and right, but it was always over like I always had a reason. I wouldn't just start a job and like just quit. Like that was never that. There was always reasons behind it, but I was never scared to quit a job because I was like, y'all. First of all, you do not own me. Nobody owns me. I decide that, and I decide where I invest my time and energy into. And if I feel like I'm going to a job that is not aligning with my morals or aligns with things that I believe in, or I feel like I'm constantly having to bend who I am in order to mold to what this company needs me to be, then it's not for me. It's not. I need to be involved with a company or do something that aligns with my values, with who I am, in order for me to give you my all. Because if I can't do that, then this is never going to work. And it never did. So now here I am doing what I do. And I love it. And I enjoy it. So I think it all worked out in the long run. Except you guys never asked me. You just asked how many jobs have I had. You didn't ask me how many jobs have I quit. Do you smoke flower? Yes, I do. I partake. I do not mind it. I do not mind other people who do it. I do not mind if you don't do it. as long as you don't mind that I do it. Because if you mind, it's none of your business, so don't mind. Honestly. Preference of smoking, so like bowls, edibles, bongs. I don't really have a preference, I feel like. Not that I can think of. It comes in waves. Like sometimes I prefer the bong. And then I'm like, I don't like that shit no more. Give me a blunt. And then I'm like, I don't want that no more. Give me a joint. And then that's great. But then I'm like, I kind of want a bowl. And then I'm like, nah, take me back to the blunt. Nah, take me back to the bong. So I guess it just is all flow. When are you getting another tat and what will it be? I have to live a little bit more. I don't know what my next tattoo will be, and I don't know when I'm getting it. I need to experience a little bit more, and then I'll have more of an idea. What do you tell yourself first thing in the morning that makes you want to be better? I struggle. The first thing I do when I wake up in the morning, for one, I try not to scroll on my phone. I will look at my phone, and I will look at the time, and then I will put my phone back down. And then I hear all of the voices in my head saying, just lay back down 5 more minutes. I don't want to get up. But then there's this other voice way in the back that's like, get up, get up. You have to go. I do not want to be in this bed. You need to get up. You need to be productive. And that's the voice I've been choosing to listen to, because that's the one that wants good things for me. And whenever that voice also agrees with my other voice that says I need 5 more minutes of sleep, you need to rest, like you need to lay down, that's the voice. Then I'll be like, okay, I must need to sleep. I'm gonna lay down more. But if that voice is like yelling at me, like screaming at me to get up, and I'm just like, I don't want to, I then have to battle myself. So it's really just taking the negative and the positive and choosing which one you want to go with. I'm not saying that laying in bed for 5 more minutes is negative. It's not. You just have to listen to what your body wants. And that's what I try to do. So when I wake up in the morning, it's not so much I'm trying to listen to myself, because myself can be stupid. I try to listen to my body and that little voice, because I feel like that little voice is really trying to help a sister out. Also, I like try to tell myself things take 2 seconds to do. Even though things do not take 2 seconds to do. I'm like, if I clean the room, it'll take 2 seconds. If I do the dishes, it'll take 2 seconds. It'll take 2 seconds. And that's how I get things done, is having the mentality of everything takes 2 seconds, and I need to listen to the other voice in my head telling me to get up, and not the voice telling me to lay down 5 more minutes. But if they agree with each other, then I will lay down 5 more minutes. And that's how my brain works. Oh God. Oh gosh, it's fine. How on earth do you wake up early every day? That's how I listen to that voice in the back of my head. I just battle myself. It is a battle with yourself every day, because the person who betrays you most in your life is going to be you. Don't let that happen. It seriously will. You will look back and be like, I knew I should have did that. I didn't do that. I regret it. Like, even if you're like looking back at last year and you're like, I wanted to do all these things and I didn't do any of them. I didn't save money. I didn't invest in the things I wanted to do. I didn't invest into myself the way I should have. And that's where I go, I need to listen to that other voice, because that other voice wants good for me. Do you believe in magic, miracles, monsters, and myths? I think if you have to believe in yourself to do good things, to get things done, then how can you not believe in magic, believe in miracles, and believe in all of what is good in the world? I think you have to have a little bit of belief in what is unbelievable. You know, like when you see people doing things that you would never dream, like you could only dream of doing, and you see other people doing those things, I feel like people in themselves have that magic, have those miracles, have those unbelievable factors that they can carry out into a lot of situations in their life and just overcome a lot of obstacles. So I would say, yes, I do believe in magic, because I see it every day within myself, within other people. And Harry Potter, I love that movie. It's a great movie. I also love The Hobbit. So do I believe in magic, miracles, monsters, and myths? Yes, because there is good and there is bad. There is holy and there is evil. I see it every day. I see it in the ripple effects of just people in people's conversations. Like, if someone is nice to you and offers you a compliment, that compliment might stretch onto like 10 other people from that person, putting that one person in a good mood that might put other people into a good mood. But if you put one person in a bad mood, it can affect so many people around them. And in that in itself, I feel like it's magic and a monster. I don't know. I see it in people, so I can't. I see it as minuscule as it is in people, and so I have to imagine that it can also be taken into a very large scale. So, yeah, I believe in miracles and monsters. I think I saw a video that you were moving. Tell us about that. That video is scheduled to be posted on February 22nd, on that Tuesday. So I want to share what's going on with the house, but I'm not in it yet. The lady doesn't get her keys until February 1st, so sometime after that, I will be able to provide you guys a much more thorough update on everything that's going on. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to move out, but I also like being in this school. It's nice. I can use my longboard. The last question I got asked was, do you struggle with any addictions? Now, addiction runs in my family, drugs and alcohol, and manipulation and narcissism and all that fun traumatic stuff runs in my family. So I'm aware that I can be easily addicted to things because it simply just runs in my veins. So do I struggle with any addictions? This is a hard question, I feel like, for me to answer because I do know I have an addictive personality. If I like something, I will do it again and again and again and again. And I don't care about anybody. People need to get out of my way. Like whether it's like getting a Slurpee, going to Starbucks because I'm addicted to Java chip frappuccinos, like things like that. Or I don't know, I get addicted to a TV show, which is why I don't really watch TV, because if I like a TV show, I will invest my entire life, all of my time into that TV show, and I just don't do that. I don't pick up new TV shows because of that. I try not to pick up new habits. I feel like in my bloodline, like addictions just run to a lot of different things. Like I get fixated on things, and I've noticed it runs in my family that my siblings can get fixated on things too. So I try to monitor. As the youngest sibling, I've seen it happen to my oldest siblings, and so I try to monitor the things that I invest myself into. So for instance, when I was trying to drop out of like using Slurpees so much, I was like, I can't drink Slurpees. Like they're starting to upset my stomach, and my body won't let it go though. Like even though they make me sick, I still need to go get one. Well, then I discovered Java chip frappuccinos, and it was like I had a new addiction. I completely cut off having Slurpees every day, and I started having a Java chip frappuccino every day for months. Like I just stopped doing it January 1st. I was like, I'm not having a Java chip. Like I'm not going to be addicted to things. Like I'm trying so hard not to do that. If I'm going to be addicted to things, they have to be good habits. I am tired of having these bad habits that hold me back from doing things that I want to do. And I keep saying that like I want to be a better version of me, but that doesn't mean that I don't love me right now. I love who I am. I love the things that I'm doing. I just know that I'm not where I want to be, but that doesn't mean that I'm not happy with where I'm at now. I am happy with where I'm at now. If I keep thinking that like I'll be better here, I'll be a better version there, like that's not what I want to, that's not how I'm thinking. I'm just thinking about my goals and what's ahead and how I will achieve each goal along the way. And that just requires patience, and I have that. I have patience. I do. I really don't, but I'm working on it. And as I'm working on this, and we're almost done. So let me finish this up real quick, and then I'll update you guys. So I wonder if I can do a transition. Ready? Did it work? Look at him. Look how snazzy he looks. Aw, not too shabby. I just went off the box. I think it worked out pretty well. I'm going to name him Jim. Jim the cat. It's okay. It's not too shabby. My parents did a good job naming me. So, maybe you guys can do a good job naming him. Aw, that'd be so cool. If you guys want to name him, go ahead, let me know. And I'll let you guys know next Tuesday. If you guys want to take look at my Instagram story poll, I will post another Q&A of any questions you guys want me to answer for next week's Tuesday vlog. I will be deep diving more so into how to stay positive, coping methods, how to fight intrusive thoughts, and all of that good stuff that makes up the good that we all are. So I'll see you guys next time.